Hello there, welcome to my channel. Victoria here. It's good to see you again. Here in Uganda it's currently a cold season, so I wanted us to try out a new tutorial uh, for making a poncho. But wherever you are, in case you are experiencing a cold season, I hope this tutorial helps you. It's a capelet, small poncho that you can try on any time of the day, and it can also you can also use it as a scarf just to cover around your neck. So just sit on your machine and get yourself started to make another design for a poncho. You can make one for your child, you can make for yourself as an adult, depending on what you really want to. So for this particular one, I've cast on 70 here this end and 71 here. I think that is a total of 141 needles. However, you can choose to make it bigger than I did. You can choose to make it wider in case the person is bigger, or so that it can fit them well. There's no specific measurements that I can have for a bigger person. However, I just wanted you to see what I tried to draw here to sketch it. I did it before, so this is what I did. For this particular one, I followed some measurements here. I did a rib of 20 rows, 40 rows in total, that is 20. And then I knitted straight 70 rows, and then I started decreases after every 6 rows. That was also about 70 rows. And then after that, I started decreases of after every 4 rows up to when I reached 200, and then I knitted straight up to 220, and then I created this band. Well, in case you're doing for a bigger size, this is something you just want to try out if maybe your needles are wider. So if you choose wider, the length may be okay. Because it just fits up to the just around the elbow area. It doesn't have to cover the whole body. So the measurements may be the process of the needles may be just fine if you can follow that. You can choose 80, 81 needles, 90, like wider ones. But this reduction, you can try to see. It also depends on your height. If you're taller, you might want to add on more needles. If you're shorter, this can work for you. So if you are to go by these measurements, let us do this together. Okay, so I've cast on my needles like I've told you. I'm going to knit a band of 40 rows. I'm working in tension 7 all through. I'm not changing my tension. So after, you have to hang your comb. So I'll just work on my hem, just picking up stitches as usual and feeding them into the band. So just in case it is your first time to join us, you are welcome to this community of knitters. Thank you so much for loving Aboki Knits and passing by. Please consider subscribing to the channel in case you haven't subscribed. There's a lot more coming. I'm going to be knitting summer tops for our friends who are preparing for the summer seasons. So just sit up here, you need to comfort yourself by hitting the notification bell so that you are able to get notified whenever I upload a new video. Yes, those of us who plan to go to the beaches, I have some beautiful tops that I want to work on, and I'll be sharing them. So, and in case you make something, please tag me up on Instagram at Abokinits. I would be so happy to see your work. And I would also want to take this opportunity and request you to kindly not skip every ad that comes up in the video. Yes, it's a way of me earning revenue. So whenever you see an ad popping up, kindly watch it. Or you can just mute so that it plays. Yeah. It is a way of supporting me. So after this, I'll take back my row counter to 000, and I'm going to knit straight up to row 70. However, I have this design which I created in here. I'm not going to work on this part because I want to tell what is the front and what is the back. So here I'm just going to, okay, let me just add it in so you can see what I did in case you want to add in a design. But this is just a simple design that I thought I could add in. So I'm going to knit 20 rows this blue, then I do 10 rows of this, and then I continue straight up to 70. In case you're not doing any design, you can just go straight up to 70 rows. So here I've reached a row count of 70. Now I'm going to start my reduction right away. I reduce one needle this side and one needle this side. Then I will knit 6 rows. So I did that reduction up to when my row counter was 142. So you are going to do that until you reach row counter 142. I've reached 142 with the reductions of after every 6 rows. So I'm going to continue knitting and reduce after every 4 rows up to when I have 178 needles. In case you want to know how many needles I've reduced, here you can reduce by 12 needles. That is the reduction I made. If you may not go with the number of rows, so reduce 12 needles. I'm going to also count the number of needles I'll reduce when I reach the 178th mark. If you're not going by the rows, then you can reduce the number of needles after every 6 rows. So you reduce 12 needles after every six rows. After knitting 6 rows, you reduce 12 needles until you reach the point that you also reduce after every 4 rows. So I'm going to do that and also let you know how many needles you can reduce after every 4 rows. So here I've reduced 8 needles after 4 rows. Yes, the first one I reduced 12, this one I've reduced 8 needles after 4 rows. Now we are going to make a reduction after every 2 rows until we reach row counter 200. for the 2 after every 2 row reduction to reach 200, I also reduced 12 needles. So for your if I go back to my picture here, for your understanding, I first knitted 70 rows straight up, then I reduced 12 needles after knitting 6 rows. Then after that, when I reached that point of after reducing 12 needles, I then reduced 8 needles after 4 rows. Then from that, I reduced 12 needles after every 2 rows. I hope you get it. Let me repeat. I knitted straight 70, then reduced 12 needles after every 6th row, and then reduced after that. I reduced 8 needles after every 4 rows, and then I reduced 12 needles after every 2 rows, and it will give me a total of 200 rows on my row counter. Now after this, I'm going to knit straight up to 220. So I'm going to now create the band, this neck band here, just by picking up stitches and creating a 1 by 1. Then I'm going to knit 40 rows in total and join it up. Then after, I'm going to be putting the 2 pieces together, and that would be it. Then join these bands with a blind stitch, and there the poncho or the capelet will be as ready as good to go. So that is what I'm remaining to do. Do this band with 40 rows, join, joining the sides basically without. So if you really haven't subscribed, you'll be missing out. So subscribe to this channel, share this video with your friends, give it a thumbs up if you like it. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section below. So I'm maintaining the same tension, 7, and I'm going to knit 40 rows straight up. So here I'm only picking this stitch which I used at the beginning to join it up, and then pass off and join the sides. Now let's meet when I'm done joining the sides, because I'm just going to take the front and join it to the back. Do the joining of these bands together, this upper one and the lower one, that is using the blind stitch method, and I'll come back when the capelet is ready. All right. So this is how the capelet has turned out to be. I did the sewing on the edges, you can see. Let me try it on for you. So here it covers just your neck, and then your arms are also covered in. Just as simple as that, and you're good to go. In case you don't want an overflowing thing, you can just have it on like that, and you are good to go. On other days when you're feeling hot, you can just pull it out and it will just work as a scarf, a neck scarf, and when it gets chilly on your arms, you just spread it out and you cover yourself. So this is how this poncho capelet looks like. Let me know what you think about this video in the comment section below. If you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing to this channel, and I'll be seeing you in the next video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up. See you.